Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for joining us on DocTalk live Q&A. This is where we will answer your questions to the best of our ability and understand something. All your questions matter, okay? You need to ask questions. You need to test authority, okay? I want to tell you something right now. When people get in authority position, especially when they're in charge of your life, they get power hungry. And tell me that's not happening. Tell me that our health care hasn't got power hungry. Tell me that we don't think that this is how it is, that a technological breakthrough is healthcare, that a medical breakthrough is healthcare. None of this is true. Okay? The next thing is that basically 99.9% of the population has been programmed that when they have the slightest little thing go on, they panic, right? And then what do? Well, they're off to emergency. That's where they are. Okay, or off to the pharmacy to suppress the pain, to kill the fever, to kill the infection. And all of these things are healing crises in the body. You know what? I haven't had a healing crisis in probably 30 years. Okay? And I'm not kidding. And I won't have a healing crisis because one thing, I don't panic. The next thing is that I create the perfect day every day for myself on an emotional and physical level. You know, there's a couple things here. And right now we've got the 5G trying to be rolled out. And we've got the coronavirus. Now, I don't want to get into the whole political issue right now, and I probably never will want to. The reality is that every 2 years, the end of the world's coming with a virus or a bacteria or YK2, or there's going to be something that's going to hit the world or end the world, or North Korea is going to bomb us. You know what? I'm really tired of it, guys. Don't want to hear about it. Don't really care. And when I say I don't care is because most of it's made up to and understand something. Whether you want to believe this or not, 99.9% of all the chaos that's going on is BS, dysfunctional belief systems, and it's created from pharmaceutical companies. Pharmaceutical companies are making us all into zombies. They really don't care about your children. They don't care about you. They just want you to buy their products. And you know what? If there was a few families that were controlling the world for a few hundred years, do you think after a while they might get really power hungry and selfish in a bad way? You know what? Well, guess what? When I decided to become selfish enough to look after myself, to fill my own heart up with love, and to really truly honor, respect, and protect this beautiful body that I was given by my God, that created the whole universe, was the day that I totally woke up to the fact that I'm not going to let anybody traumatize me. Traumatize or dramatize. You know? And there's a cure for all that ails you. And it's called love. But it's you got to self-medicate. How does it feel? You know, when I was younger, I really wanted to be with a girl that was really needy for love and really needed me. Today, I wouldn't want that. I don't want anybody around me that's needy for love and desperate for love. That person is in a really bad place. And that's where I used to be. When you're needy for love, you're always going to be sick. Because everything is about vibration. You know, even whether you're talking about the coronavirus or you're talking about any type of virus or bug or parasite or whatever the case may be, it can't live in a high vibrational body. And a high vibrational body is someone that loves, protects, and respects themselves. And you get this eventually, maybe. And if you find yourself always running to the doctor and getting tests, if you're getting tests all the time from the hospital or from the doctor, then you have no faith in your creator. You have no faith in your body. But guess what? It's not you. When I say it's you, it's not you. It's your subconscious. I've talked about this many times before. And understand something. Your personality creates your reality, but your personality is mainly made up of your subconscious, and your subconscious is mainly made up of 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and 90% of those thoughts aren't even yours. And guess what? 70 to 90% of those thoughts are someone else's, and they are also dysfunctional. You're either running a love program or a hate program for yourself. It's not like in between. You know, almost everybody that comes here for a personal treatment training over a week, you know, I'll ask them this one question. Do you think you really love yourself? And how much do you really love yourself? It's really something you need to look at. How often do you put yourself down? How valuable do you think you are? How limited are you in your creative abilities? How often are you in the present moment? So these are the things you're going to need to ask yourself over this next little while. And understand something. All hell is going to break loose with 5G when you see your families dropping on their face. I mean, dropping. And it won't be because of viruses. It was always about frequencies, guys. It was always about frequencies that were going to heal us. And it was always about frequencies that were going to kill us. You cannot go to one store and buy a light bulb right now that doesn't harm you. Did you get that? You can't buy a computer that doesn't put off blue light. You can't go to a movie that doesn't put off blue light. So all the lighting and all the frequencies that we have that have to do with anything in electricity have all been made to be negative. It's only through the grace of God that you're still breathing. But now, with 5G being 60 gigahertz, you've got two oxygen molecules, okay, O2, right? Oxygen. There's two molecules. They're together. Well, they have what's called in them electrons. That 60 gigahertz is going to cause these electrons to spin. And the problem with them spinning and the way they spin is that when you go to take that oxygen into your body, your hemoglobin can't pick it up. That's why you see so many people dropping on their face. That's why you see people without phlegm when it's supposed to be a virus. They killed them, but there's no phlegm. Go figure. You're so busy panicking and freaking out that you're not using any logical sense. Not you. So I don't mean you, and you. I mean the world majority. It may not be you, but the reality is this. All logic is gone. We're so programmed, we don't know up from down, in from out, okay? We don't even know what's truly going on. I mean, most people don't even know that the banking system is actually owned by a group of families. Most people think the Federal Reserve is owned by the United States government. Well, I mean, guys, if we were to go down this rabbit hole and you were to really find out, you'd be going, I don't want to know anymore. Well, you do want to know. You want to know that you need to get back to your natural way of living. And the more that you bring in man-made things, the further you're going to be away from nature and the sicker you're going to be. I don't know why. You know what? Take a look at people's shopping carts. Look at what they bring home. All that processed food, all that sugar, all that dairy. And we know that dairy causes more phlegm and mucus problems in the body than anything else. And guess what? If you happen to get the coronavirus, you just gave it the best breeding. So yeah, you're at home freaking out, making a grilled cheese sandwich. Whoa, figure that one out. You're at home right now in your yogurt. Oh my gosh, it's got fruit in it. A yogurt that's made out of dairy, which causes phlegm. You go to a doctor, they tell you not to eat or drink dairy, okay, when you're sick. Well, hold on here. If something is good for you, then if you're sick, it should be okay to take it then. I mean, we are so crazy thinking that medical doctors are in the health business. They're pharmacists. They're highly paid pharmacists. You might think, oh, well, look at them putting everybody down. But you know what? I think we're at a tipping point right now. And yes, if it wasn't for doctors, I have relatives that wouldn't be alive today because of car accidents, because of injuries, because of tumors getting too big. But understand something. The 99% of everything done that people take prescriptions for and surgery for can be prevented. We prove that in my clinic every day. Every day. It's one thing to say something, but then it's another thing to offer a money-back guarantee, isn't it? Okay? All right? Let me see you get a money-back guarantee out there. Anyways, we're here about the Q&A today, and I don't mean to go off on anything, but you know what? What about your children? Those beautiful little babies of yours. Okay? And then, you know what? You men out there, you better listen to your women. Okay? And you know what? You better start protecting the home like you were meant to do in the first place. All right, let's get started. So anyways, I will be lecturing in Orlando next Saturday. Outside of Orlando, in Melbourne, if you happen to be in the neighborhood, anyone. You can go to my events page. It shows what's going on, what we're doing, all of our events if you want. Okay, April the 4th, our certification course is sold out, everyone. Okay, but we have another one here in July the 4th to the 24th, a whole life coach and Wolfe non-surgical. And then we have a whole complete training happening in Orlando in September. And then another one in Palm Springs in November. Okay, and then next week, Wednesday, The Secrets of Vastu with Brian Gangle, who is one of the most amazing health coaches, I think. All right, and then following the next week, Wednesday will be March the 11th. Oh, yeah. But remember, every Monday I'm doing a Q&A. So next Monday I'll be here for the Q&A. And then March the 11th is Cancer Incorporated with Ralph Moss. Okay, he wrote this book. You can go up on his website. We'll have the link where you can get it. And you want to know something? Make sure that you take baking soda, because this might make you a little sick to your stomach when you find out how pharmaceutical companies and the medical system are selling you off piece by piece. Next, Friday, March the 13th, I will be doing a Q&A with Ralph Moss. And just so everybody understands something, people are starting to wake up. Last night, okay, we did a Q&A with Andrew Wakefield. We've had 15,000 people just on Facebook watch that Q&A. We had 62,000 people watch his show. So yes, we're starting to wake up. We're starting to wake up that, guess what? We need to take our power back. We need to keep our power. And we need to understand that mankind is not kind. He's a little manipulator. Okay? All right. So here we go. First question, Judy. Oh, yeah. And remember something. If you want to send in live questions, feel free to go right ahead. And let me see here. Oh, looks like we're on a roll. Okay. I'm going to try to get through all these today. What I don't get through today, I'm going to do next Monday. Okay? And I'm going to do my best. We always do our best, don't we? And there's another thing I want to say. Never beat yourself up again. Guilt serves nobody. You've always done your best. When you learned better, you did better. So understand something. Take massive personal action, because you are the practitioner and the hero you seek. And this is not just a saying. I mean it. I found it. I've helped tens of thousands of people realize that. When they realize it, they get the life that they were so-called promised, that was stolen from them when they were a child. Thank you. All right. Abram, after doing coffee enemas for 2 weeks, my skin turned yellow. Is it just that my liver is cleaning up? Yeah, and guess what else? You couldn't have been drinking structured water, and you weren't doing Fulvic, because Fulvic would have picked up all that waste. And the other thing is I guarantee you weren't doing daily cleansing tea, because the problem is you were dumping your liver, but your bowel, okay, had a cork in it. So now you're reabsorbing that. Nobody should be turning yellow when they're doing coffee enemas unless they have a cork in their butt. And that means that your bowels weren't moving efficiently. And I don't know what your diet was like. And remember something, the more hate you have throughout your life, whether you hate yourself or someone else, try to not use that word too much, the more yellow is going to come out. Yes, and that's the truth. This is the science of it all, isn't it? Okay? Yeah, get your bowels moving, dude, and drink more water. And I don't know what you were doing while you were doing these coffee enemas, but if you were drinking a lot of coffee, or you weren't drinking enough water, or your diet was an inflammatory one. But I'll tell you one thing. When I'm doing coffee enemas and I'm trying to do a detox, you want to rev up curcumin cayenne 5000, our product, or go find one similar. But the reality is I do like 3 or 4 of those 3 or 4 times a day. And yeah, that's an amazing product. And that's what you should have been doing to help to support your liver when you were doing the coffee enemas. Emma, what about the warm tinted light bulb? Is that helpful at all? No, there's a company, and you can go on their website, and if you join up, they're called Pure. Yeah, they're called Pure. And they have a light bulb, but then they have a titanium light bulb, and it's really amazing. That's what I have throughout my house. Go to a website called Pure. And if you sign up, I think the first purchase is 50% off. So think about it and get a whole bunch of people and get the 50% off and get these light bulbs. Okay, that's what I would do. Check them out. Hi, Dr. Wolfe. Oh, wait a minute. Hi, Dr. Wolfe. Can you discuss your daily oral care routine? I know you recommend oil pulling. Well, oil pulling is best done with castor oil, not coconut oil, just to say that one. Do you have any products you recommend in addition to that? Also, how would you go about healing a cavity in order to avoid getting a filling? Well, I don't know. I don't know how good that would be, but I will tell you something that, believe it or not, I think that mouth diseases are bum diseases more than anything, unless you're an alcoholic or you're eating a lot of sugar or you're eating a lot of dairy. Like, it's all about inflammation, okay? You got to get that. Or it's all about sugar, processed sugars. I'm not talking about sugars from fruit, okay? But as far as myself, I get Bronner's. It's Bronner's toothpaste, and it's got charcoal in it and peppermint in it. I don't do a lot in here for myself. I do take my immunity oil, and I take 1 or 2 drops 3 times a day, and I swish it around in my mouth. That just neutralizes everything. And the first time in the morning, I'll swish it. I'll just put it with a little bit of saliva, move it around my mouth, and I'll spit that out. And then I'll do it maybe a couple more times of the day, and I'll swallow it. And it gives me a little bit of a burning feeling, but it gets rid of all infections and inflammation. I got to fly on Thursday, and I'll be doing 1 or 2 drops on the plane every hour where I'll actually swish it around and swallow it. Okay. And, yeah, but as far as, it's really about your bowels when it comes to your oral hygiene. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. All that gas that rises up. Okay, first of all, let's put it this way. So we know that the large intestine is the mother of all organs, 85% of your immune system. We know that it really is. There's more intelligence in your bowel than there is in your brain. We know that your brain is not all that intelligent anyways. We know that your brain or your mind actually just is a computer. It stores thoughts, and it runs programs, and it also delivers hormones and chemicals to the body. And if you really understood about things, you'd understand that there's consciousness everywhere in your body. Every cell has consciousness. And that your gut, why do they call it, it's a gut feeling, because it's so intelligent. There's so much intelligence down there. So anyways, what happens is everybody thinks they have good bowel movements, which hardly anybody does. That's why, and this is not a sales pitch, but I put 30 years ago, I put together what's called the daily cleansing tea, no stimulants, no laxatives. And I drink that every morning, every night. Ask anybody who does it, and you're going to find out that 80 to 90% of their symptoms are gone. They never come. I mean, why wouldn't you look after the Holy Grail? So anyways, what happens is most people don't realize it, but you should never have bad breath. Okay? You shouldn't have stinky armpits. Okay, so whether you want to believe this or not, a stinky groin, stinky armpits, smell coming from your vagina, okay, bad breath, all of this adds up to problems in your mouth. Did you get that? See, everybody thinks that partial healing is whole body healing, and it's not. So as far as oral health goes, oral health is looking after your digestive tract and making sure that your bowels are moving properly and that your bacteria are strong. That's my deal. Because even the plaque that people get on their teeth, all right? I've had like, you go, oh, this is gross. I've had one teeth cleaning in probably the last 20 years, 25 years. And that's because I went to get some teeth work. So I thought, what the heck, might as well. But the reality is that most people get plaque in their mouth because of the toxins coming from their bowel. Okay, so how can your blood get dirty and infected unless your digestive tract is inflamed, and you'd have to have leaky gut. And then you've got putrefaction in there, so there's rotting, so you're reabsorbing that into your bloodstream. But remember something, just like that hot air balloon that you're going to see around in the summertime, well, that's what you are. Hot air rises, goes up, it's in your mouth. Honey, don't kiss me, go brush your teeth kind of thing. Okay, all right. Next. There's so many questions coming in. It's yeah, okay. I just received my Ormus Minerals. I'm constantly dehydrated and I'm having malabsorption issues, gut issues. I just started Tummy Love and cleansing tea and black gold, but how much of the minerals should I take to help hydrate me and get water in my cells? First to second, 1 second here. Hydration, okay, comes from structured water. So if you're not drinking structured water, and the other thing is, if you're really toxic, when you start to detoxify, it'll feel like you can't drink enough water because your body says, wow, let's get rid of the toxins here. So you're going to feel dehydrated. So make sure that you're drinking structured water for one thing. The other thing is make sure that you're putting Tummy Love, a teaspoon of Tummy Love in every quart of water, because it's got humic and fulvic in it, and the fulvic is going to grab the acidity, grab the toxins, and deliver the nutrition. And the Tummy Love, but the Tummy Love is more geared towards the good bacteria. Okay, that's what we use to get the good bacteria well. But I would get a product called our concentrated fulvic liquid. I've been putting a teaspoon in every quart to really pick up on that toxicity, and you won't feel so dehydrated then. Okay. And then everybody's going on about the coronavirus. But if you knew about Humic, and we have what's called Humic concentrate, Humic will wrap itself around the virus. And if you're taking Humic each and every day and you don't have some really bad habit, like, 4 or 5 prescription drugs, or you're taking tons of sugar in, or doing tons of dairy, or you're a smoker, or you're an alcoholic, then the Humic's going to cover you like crazy. That and the curcumin cayenne 5000. Question. Yes. So also, are your bowels moving? Let me tell you something. If your bowels aren't moving, you're backing all this up, right? So everybody thinks that dehydration can be dehydration, but it's not. It can be because you're so bloody toxic. And just think about it. How much waste can your bowels get rid of? And also, I'll tell you something. You're going to go, what? But if you were to skin brush or to do like a cocoa salt glow, okay, that will help your dehydration as well, because everything is about circulation, and we know there's stagnation. So do some skin brushing, do the salt glow. It's in the back of my book under skincare. All right. Just do the cleansing tea. Make sure that your bowels are moving 2 to 3 times a day. Just kind of a little bit on the loose side, like a cow plop, because that means you're really loosening up and keeping it moving. Okay, don't look for just that one bowel movement. And we want to do that for about 3 to 6 weeks. Christine, if you want, you can give me a call, because when you have our products, I want it to work out right, and I know the right combination. Give me a call tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow I'm going to try to catch up with all my calls. Chris, Dr. Wolfe, what treatment would you use if you were diagnosed with Lyme disease? Well, I know you're not going to believe this, but I wouldn't get Lyme disease. I used to live in Nova Scotia, and ticks would actually bite me all the time. But I never got Lyme's disease. Everything is a vibrational issue. Okay, let me ask you a question, Chris. People with Lyme's disease, do they have an up personality? Do they believe they're bigger than the tick? Do they believe that they can heal? Okay, understand something. The physical part of my body, I honor and I respect it, but it's not my focus. My focus is my spirit. Is my spirit high? If my spirit is high, okay, then my vibration is high. And I don't know if you get this or not, but how many studies have there been done where they change the frequency in a petri dish and they could change it to a good bacteria, bad bacteria, good virus, bad virus? you can play with it all day long, and it's all about frequency. Everything is about light and frequency that comes into the body. Okay? It's all about waves. All right? So we have what's called a sentient element. You can see it on my website. That's one of the most powerful devices, and it's not expensive. It's $3,500, and that's not expensive. And this, you can put any frequency in the world on your phone, and you can run it through a sentient element. I actually interviewed the inventor, and I'll have that on in 3 weeks. I think it's March, is it March 27th, something like that. It's around March 27th. I'll have the inventor on. We'll be talking about it. And understand something. There's equipment out there that sells for like $8,600 US. Okay? And this is $3,500 US. And this is the same inventor that invented that, which is so popular out there. But this unit is a workhorse, and it does more than this other unit. So understand something. We want to look for the best equipment and honest people, because honest people and high integrity people will give you a good product at a good price, right? All right. Lyme's disease. Well, you know what? I really believe that it's all about mood. Okay. It's about hydration. It's about detoxification. Are you doing coffee enemas? Are you eating a whole plant-based diet? Are you doing tons of curcumin, cayenne 5000? Okay. Are you putting silver, in your eyes? Are you doing it in your ears? And are you drinking it like Silver Bullet? Are you doing Fulvic in your drinking water? Okay, so there's lots of questions to ask here. You want to know something? People get rid of things because they create healthy tissue. The tissue is the issue. And there are a million ways to climb the top of the mountain. Does Dr. Wolfe have it? No, I don't have it all. There are other people that do what I do and probably do it better. But the reality is I've been at it for 40 years, and most of the products I carry, I carried a quarter century ago. Things don't change, new and improved, This year, it's this. Next year, it's that. There's basic fundamentals that we need to follow here. And remember something, vitamin L, guys. I'll tell you something right now. I can tell when a person comes in, they can spend a ton of money, but if they judge themselves, if they believe they're a sinner, that they need to be punished, they need to hold out from themselves, or if they believe they've been hurt or injured by a relationship, it's not good. It's not good. You know what? It's not good. But it can be a lot better. Amanda, let me see, did I get it right here? I've had about 6 root canals, and I didn't know they were so harmful. Is there anything I can do now after I've already done them? Also, how do I stop nail biting? I bite my nails till my nail beds bleed. Well, right off the bat, I got to figure out a different way here because there's so many questions coming in. This thing pops up all the time. Amanda, let me tell you this much. The root canal's got to go. If I told you some of the stories about one root canal, I can't believe you have 6 root canals and you're walking. Okay? So that means you have a strong immune system, but don't keep testing it. They've got to go. And at least get rid of the ones that aren't going to show right away and get rid of them. I'm going to tell you something. It's not worth it. You're rolling the dice. Next thing, the biting of nails, parasites. Guaranteed. Parasites. Did you get that? You got worms. Now, why would you have worms? Well, I don't know. 6 root canals. What kind of vibration comes off of that? We're talking about a lot of metal here. We're talking about a lot of foreign bodies, and it's like an antenna, and those antennas are pulling in all this negative frequency. I really don't want to see what's going to happen to people with root canals when 5G comes. My gosh, they are going to blow up, okay? They're going to blow up. So the root canal's got to go, okay? Look, if it meant that you had to have dentures, nobody needs to know. But I'm going to tell you something. You can't keep the root canals, and you've got parasites, okay? I would get on the daily cleansing tea, the tummy love, diatomaceous earth to start, and then also look at the perfect day diet. Just email me at docofdetox. No. Quick start at docofdetox.com and go look at the perfect day diet. And then look at also the ultimate coffee enema, and then give me a call. My extension is 5. Everybody, if you call me, it's okay. I'll get to you. Okay? I do. I'll get back to you, but just be patient. And you know what? It's nice to have another voice on the other end, right? Isn't it? Okay. All right. We have been taught to talk to computers. All right. We need to talk and have a relationship. You need a good relationship with yourself. You need a good relationship with your practitioner. And if you can't have a good relationship with your practitioner, then he shouldn't be or she shouldn't be your practitioner. Did you get that? And your practitioner can only give you what they are. So find out what you're looking for. Okay? Justin, do you go to psychics? Do they steer you in the wrong way? I've had good and dark evil advice. Do you suggest going? I don't need to go to a psychic, because guess what? It's a gut feeling. It's a gut instinct. All I have to do is I'm quiet. Like, I'll tell you something right now, believe this or not. 20 minutes ago, because I was feeling a little bit tired, there's been a lot going on this week, and I just was quiet, did a little bit of prayer, meditation, and you know what? I don't need a psychic, all right? I'm going to go to my higher power, and I'll have what I need, okay? All right? But if you want to go to a psychic, go ahead. That would be like, let me see here. Instead of going bowling, I'm going to go to a psychic. And I'm not putting psychics down. I'm not putting anybody down. I just don't need a psychic to know if I'm on track or not. I can feel like I'm on track or not. I need to connect to my breath, all right? And 3, 2, 1, I got this, right? Do my mirror work, okay? Really practice loving myself, all right? You know, if you were to honor, respect yourself, and you were to respect that soft voice that comes out and says, I love you, this is what you should do, not the one that's yelling at you, you would never have to go to a psychic. All right. I'm not telling anybody if they should go to psychics or not. Just know that. All right. It's just not what I would do. And understand something. You'll go to psychics when you're desperate, and then other people won't go to them because they believe that they're evil. And I don't go to them not go to them because of any of that. I just don't go to them because I don't need them, because I trust in myself. Okay? And that's the thing. Trust in yourself. And you're going to have to work to do that, because believe it or not, you were programmed not to trust yourself. Oh my God. Like, how many people believe the body can even heal? How many people believe that they could be their own practitioner? All right? Get trained, not treated. Okay? Or you'll be defeated. All right? Holy smokes. So when you keep seeing me going back, it's because it's bouncing. Can you tell no more questions, just to save them for now, or else I'm going to be playing a Russian roulette trying to stay here. Okay? Justin got him. What about the warm tinted? Okay, we did that one. Hi, Dr. Wolfe. I got that one. What is the best heavy metal detox? Fulvic. Fulvic is the best chelator in the world. So guess what? What do you want to do? Okay? Would you like to do a heavy metal detox every few years, or put a teaspoon of Fulvic into a gallon, not a gallon, but a quart of water, and it makes the water taste better, and it hydrates the cells better, it detoxifies the cells better. Fulvic will carry 40 nutrients that are in your body. It'll collect them, bring it into the cell, and then it'll carry 3 times its weight of toxins out of the cell. I mean, that's intelligent. And Fulvic and Humic are made from millions of years old plant life, the same plant life that dinosaurs used to eat. Okay? All right. Yeah. So, you know what? And guess what? The best detox, metal detox, I'm going to come back to it again, is structured water. I guarantee people don't drink structured water. They just drink bottled water. Who would do that? Who would drink out of a plastic bottle when we know it's carcinogenic? Again, who would just drink filtered water from a carbon filter? Because, you know, you want to drink structured water. Structured water is the only water that nature makes. Just take a look at what nature does and then duplicate nature. All right? Get your bowels moving. That's a heavy metal cleanse right there. So what's a heavy metal cleanse? How about doing fresh and raw, whole plant-based foods? How about a heavy metal cleanse is stop eating those potato chips. Stop eating the ice cream. Okay? How about a heavy metal cleanse, okay, is not doing antibiotics, because antibiotics cause fungus, and metals get caught in the fungus. Did you know that? Okay, so now we got fungus brain and we got heavy metals. Oh, wow, there's Alzheimer's. How's that working? So everything is about doing all these cleanses. What about just creating a perfect day in a loving, emotional, physical way? What about doing that? What about not trusting your decisions for a while and putting a mini you on your shoulder and saying, is that what somebody would say, do, or think, or drink if they love themselves? What if you were to say that for 33 days throughout the day? How many different decisions would you make? And how high would your vibration be? And do you really believe that a coronavirus is going to touch it? I don't think so. I think that we're way more bigger than that. Look who created us. Okay? But go ahead, freak out, and then keep freaking out. And then when they tell you they got the vaccine and one person got coronavirus down the street and they were old or they didn't look after themselves or they were freaking out or maybe they never really had it and they were just got sick, and then you go and get the vaccine. I'm not telling you to do it or not do it, but it definitely nobody in my family will be doing this. I'll tell you that much. So do whatever you think is right because it's your body. Okay. Justin, what are we supposed to do if we live in a condo and there's Wi-Fi all around us? Hard to convince people to unplug their Wi-Fi. Well, let me tell you something right now. If I lived in a condo, I would have one of these. It's called a protector. Put it in the middle of your home. Okay? And then I would have one of these. Okay? And testings show that this is good for 5 feet up, down, and all around. And you'll feel it. If you don't think I'm right, return it. And the other thing is, if I'm living in a condo space, I would add this to it, a Wi-Fi. Okay? All right? And I'll tell you what. There's a lot of scare about 5G going on. So if anybody wants a Wi-Fi, you call up and to extension 1, and you'll get Peter, and tell him I said you could have 30% off. How's that? Okay? All right, and you heard it on the Q&A. That's the best I can do for you people. But but I'll tell you right now, I've got a Wi-Fi here. Everything I tell you to do, I do. How am I doing? How am I looking? Okay, I don't know. I think you got to go by that. If you saw a practitioner that looked like he was stressed out, toxic, dark circles, puffy eyes, you might want to wonder, or a gut on him, or didn't have the energy that I have, right? Then you might want to wonder. Okay. This is just bouncing all over the place. We're going to have to figure a different way here. Okay. One second. Just got to find. Oh, here we are. So, okay, first of all, if you live in a condo, you move. You move. There it is. That's the bottom line. I told you the things you could do, but you move. If you live in a condo, you've got to move. All right? There's no choice about it. Go on your phone and see all the Wi-Fis are there. You might get 20 Wi-Fis. So understand something. Don't tell me you can't do it. Because if you tell me you can't do something, then I know that you have limited beliefs. Limited in the money that you think you can make, limited where you can live, limited in what you can do. It looks like they won, didn't it? You know what? If you wanna help the world, then why don't you believe in yourself? If everybody were to start believing in themselves, okay, they would not be spending the money into toxic things anymore. If you believed in yourself and you truly believed in what created you and the possibilities that you have and that you're unlimited, you wouldn't be making all these decisions. You wouldn't even be sick. You wouldn't be sick. And then we would stop these sick people. I won't get into that today. How do you? Okay, Cindy, how do you heal from occipital neuralgia? This is a distinct type of headache characterized by piercing throbbing, or electro-like chronic pain in the upper neck, back of the head. Understand something. I used to get that when I was younger. I'll tell you what. Everybody. You see this? You can go to my website. I know you're going to go, wow, really? Are you kidding me? You can go to my website and you can get this. It's called a clapper. All right. And I use a clapper at least 5 days a week. All right. And everybody asks, when am I going to show how to clap and pad? Now, you can clap and pad from everything from a fibroid to a headache. And I'm going to be doing in 3 weeks, you'll have to, next week, I'll give you the login and you'll have to go to a page and log in. I'm not putting this up on YouTube. Okay. I'm going to put this up on people who really want to know this. And you'll have to log in. I'm going to show how to pad and clap the whole body. I'm going to show how to use the plate to open up the occiput. I'm going to show a whole bunch of tricks, okay, that you can really personally empower yourself, all right? Things that I've taught myself to do. We're going to set it up in a way that I can show lots of physical things that you can do to actually get rid of headaches, get rid of muscle pains, aches throughout the whole body, all right? But the padding and clapping, so it'll be about an hour of showing different techniques, and then I'm going to do a Q&A after that. So it'll be about a 2-hour training, and you'll have to opt into it to actually watch it, okay? So you have to understand something. Once you've had Cindy, once you've had a headache, okay, in the same place over and over again, you've got crystallization and scar tissue. Crystallization acts like glue, pulling all the fibers together, so it's all clumped up here in the occiput, atlas axis. So they're supposed to move like this, but that doesn't happen with most people. So between the scar tissue and the crystallization, it's all frozen up. So now you've cut the circulation down, your actual spinal fluid circulation by 30%. Go figure, eh? So now what happens is you've got a physical block in there of crystallization and scar tissue. Now, people will go for sacrocranial, which is a really gentle method to open it up. I will show you something that you can do for yourself every day and not have to pay for that. And understand something. It doesn't remove the scar tissue and the crystallization that's there. And I'll actually show you a technique on how to get rid of that. How's that? And understand something. You know what? They don't want you to have the power. Even natural health therapists are trained not to empower you, to hand you over your power. Well, I want to hand you your power every which way, not because I'm a nicer guy. It's just that, you know what? I've been doing this for 40 years. And you know what? You get really tired of just treating people because I'm mistreating them because they're only good until their next treatment. And we're not going to do that anymore. Are we? Okay. All right, so here we go. I have to look for it again, guys. We'll just call this a moment of silence. I'll tell you right now, if I had, and then I'll end it. If I had started to feel like I was getting tension here, you can use your hand, but it might give you more of a tension because there's a knot right here and you don't realize it, okay? I think, what was your name? Cindy? Yeah, Cindy. There's a knot here and you have a knot right here. You see right here, this is called the upper eyes of the body. Got one on this side, one on this side. And right here, you'll feel you've got a bump and there's scar tissue all in here. And then that comes down like a rope and then you've got another knot here. And if I was starting to get that, I would just be like this. Now, believe it or not, I'm right on that eye. It's sticking out. Now, I used to get headaches all the time. Now, I can actually go in there and you want to stop it and stimulate it. Now, you might think, okay, you might think that that's aggressive. But the reality is right now it's warm in here. My neck feels better. And if I would have done the lower neck, it would feel better. And I would tell you in this situation to order the clapper from my website. And then I would want you to do this for about, oh, you're going to love this one, girl. I want you to do this for 20 minutes to 30 minutes. And you can start just like this. Just like this. And then you go a little harder. Because if you went really fast, hard like that right away, your subconscious is going, that's abusive. You're physically abusing me. But if you go light and then pick it up, and just where the headache is, even where the knot is, I'm telling you, if you did this for 20 minutes, the headache's going to be gone. But then you're going to have to do this for maybe 20, 30 minutes. You could do it while you're watching TV. You could do it, just do it. And do that every day. And eventually you'll have a new program. Okay? All right. Anyways, I don't want to get into it a lot because I'm going to do this video and I'm going to teach the whole thing to those people that want it. That's it. All right? Yeah, because you know what? Already you should see some of the emails I get and texts I get. Like, you know, people already think that I've already lost it. So, hello, Dr. Wolfe. Any idea why my chiropractic adjustments don't stay? Have to go weekly for adjustments. Well, because guess what? The problem's not in the bone. The problem's not in the bone. You're becoming beef jerky. Your tendons, your ligaments, your muscles, okay, are getting scar tissue. Why do you think, oh, Grandpa, are you okay? You look like you're in pain. No, I'm fine. He's as stiff as a board. Understand something. Do you know why you feel old? Because you're stiff as a board. Do you know why you go to the chiropractor? Because you're stiff as a board and you can't get full extension. Or you know what happens? Okay, the inflammation is in, let's say, this area of the body. When the inflammation comes, fibrin comes to the area because the fibrin wants to wall off the inflammation so the parasites don't come in and attack the weak tissue because that's what they do. And so it wants to wall it off and it wants to stop the inflammation from spreading in the body. So when you get the scar tissue wrapped in there, guess what? Your tendons, your ligaments, and your muscles shorten. Oh, I feel like I have a knot. Well, of course you have a knot. It's the building up of the fibrin continually because you keep running the same program emotionally. Okay, so if I run the same program emotionally and I do it enough, it becomes a prominent thought. A prominent thought done enough becomes a prominent program. So now I'm doing it without even thinking because it's in my subconscious. And then if I continue to do it, it becomes a habit. Do you have to think about putting your pants on or how to pee, how to make toast, how to make coffee, how to give someone a hug? No. Well, guess what? You're running a program of inflammation and scar tissue formation without even knowing it. So how are you going to break that program? Well, you're going to have to be conscious for one thing, and then we're going to have to go in there. And let me ask you a question. So if I had a rope, I tie a knot in it, is it shorter or longer? Well, the rope is shorter. So now you go to the chiropractor, and he's trying to push it back into place. Soon as you panic or freak out or hit a red light, okay, or eat ice cream, you get inflamed, and guess what? That causes it to pop out again. I'm going to tell you something right now. People come here from all over the world. We have a money-back guarantee, and that's the God's truth, that the first treatment, we will do more in the first treatment than all the other treatments they've got. Now, is that being cocky? No, I want people to understand that we can teach them this. They can take it home. They can then treat their self and treat their family. We have practitioners all over the world that are being trained. We go to clinics and we certify practitioners. We teach practitioners how to pull fibroids and tumors apart. Yeah, you heard what I said. Understand something. Every issue is a scar tissue calcification or crystallization issue. It's not a joint problem. Now, is chiropractic good? Yes, it is. But is it as good as eliminating the scar tissue in your body? Absolutely not. And understand something. If you can't be empowered to learn how to look after yourself, do you want to keep going to someone else? Well, maybe you do. Maybe you're lonely. And maybe you need someone to fill up your heart. Maybe you need somebody to stroke you. And I can understand that. I don't need that. I fill up my own heart. I don't need anybody stroking me. Do I like a hug? Yes. Do I like to cuddle? Yes. Do I like to have a body, a warm, nice, beautiful body beside me? Yes. Do I like to dance? Yes. Okay? But do I need needy love and needy care? No. You'll get into trouble there. So understand it's a scar tissue issue. If you, like I said, go to Quick Start at docofdetox.com. Go to my A to Z Masterclass, and I prove it that I'm right. That guess what? This is beyond physio, beyond massage, beyond acupuncture, beyond chiropractic, okay? If you want to take your life back. Now, do all these therapies have a place? Absolutely. They absolutely have a place. But anyways, you need to take your place, which means that you need to become your own practitioner. That's why we're in a mess. All right. Okay, here we go again. Hide and seek. We're going to have to figure out a different routine here. That's all I know. So anyways, yeah, chiropractic adjustments are great, but you're always going to have to do them, okay? That'll be that. Anna, can I give humic acid, silver bullet, or tummy love to my 2.5-year-old son? Absolutely. Go by body weight and then go a little bit less, okay? So if a 150-pound person takes a teaspoon in a quart of water, then what would a 30-pound child do? And also, if you feel apprehension, just call me, extension 5. I will take the time to do this with you, okay? But it goes by weight more than anything, okay? I also have a 6-month-old wondering if I can give her anything. Yes, you can. You can put the humic in just a couple of drops in whatever she's drinking, okay? You could put ATP plus in her mouth, which will help to fix her mitochondria and jack her healing up. Okay, you can put silver drops in her mouth, in her ears, in her eyes. Okay, so there's so much that you can do. Understand something. I don't have any products that are dangerous, right? We're just going to think about body size and weight. And like I said, give me a call. D, is there a chance of herxing becoming overwhelmed from the bodyguard? No. Wait a minute. The bodyguard is aligned frequencies that make you feel really good about yourself. Okay? They have frequencies in them, nutritional, even balancing for detox, and for actually creating what we would call kind of like white noise, so that you have that 5 feet barrier. Nobody's ever told me this. People will tell me that their thyroid problems, it's really peculiar, but their thyroid gets better when they put this on. Even their eyesight, skin conditions. So, yeah. I've never heard one negative side effect from the bodyguard, except that somebody returned it because they said that they believed it had evil spirits in it. But it has frequencies, not evil spirits. I don't know where that comes from. You know. Do you know anything about the Qui shield for EMF? Yeah, I do. And I think it's good. There's a lot of good things out there. Raymond, is your element the same as a Rife Machine? No, it's not. The element has no limitations, but it is scalar, and it does have Tesla technology and scalar, but it has no limitations. It can take on any new frequency. So if there's a new virus, a new bacteria, or if you just wanted to do a blood sweep, or you wanted to do a lymph enhancement, or you wanted to do a protocol on your thyroid, there's frequencies. There's hundreds and hundreds of frequencies. And you can put any frequency on your phone, and the frequency runs through the element, and then it's the driving force. And then we have a coil that you put on your body or wherever the area is. Okay? All right. So anyways, if you can tell her to send me more questions if she'd like, okay? 1 second. You can send me more questions. That's just to get a division in here so I know where I ended off. All right, so my husband and I both have scar tissue in our knees. Would patting and clapping help? Absolutely. Okay, so I can't do it right now because of the way the camera's set up. I will show the whole routine. And if you know what, if you can get a couple of, like a couple working together that love each other, oh my gosh, you can turn anything around. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. When two come together, miracles happen, right? Hey, and if you're alone right now, if two come together, that would be you and your higher self, your God, your creator. Same thing. But when two physical beings come together, you know what? They're there to support each other. But guess what? Most aren't there to support each other. They henpeck each other, don't they? All right? They have the same arguments day in and day out. Same thing over and over again. 20 years and we're still arguing about the same thing. Well, that's because you both didn't realize that your personality creates your reality, and it was never your personality, because you didn't think you had a choice to actually recreate a new one. That's all. And that's what I show you how to do. Okay? All right. And also, Jennifer says, how do we get a consultation? Jennifer, if you go to my Doc of Detox, at the top it says consultations. I only do 4 a week. That's it. 4 a week. Okay? I don't do a mill. I do 4 a week because what happens is when somebody goes for a consultation with me, they're allowed to call me as often as they need to keep tweaking. So I want to make sure that I'm not overburdened and that I actually live up to my promises. Summer from Facebook. Where can I buy the daily cleansing tea? docofdetoxstore.com. And we have warehouses throughout the United States and Canada. Emerson from Intercom. What are the best supplements for a brain injury from an accident? Okay, here's the deal. I would want to know, Emerson, did you damage your spine? Did you damage the occiput area, just as the young lady was asking about neuralgic migraines? Because if you damage your spine or it was a whiplash, then I would want to go in here, first of all, and get rid of the scar tissue and the damage in here. Look, I'm going to tell you something. Let me tell you this much. Your spinal fluid goes like this. Did you know that? Up and down, up to the brain, back down to the pelvis, and all the way up, it's picking up energy and information, okay, to drop off to the brain. Did you get that? Okay, so now let's say that you had an L4, L5 problem, which is your lower back, and they say, we have to do surgery, and they're going to put a rod in there. Do you think that's going to do really good for your spinal fluid? I don't think so. The other thing is, I guarantee you this, that I have not had anyone go to surgery for knee, hip, or spine that's been booked for surgery if they come here. I can tell you right now, sometimes it takes us 20 to 30 minutes for a lower back problem, even if the person says I can hardly walk, to reverse it, because it's a scar tissue issue. And if I were to work in between your vertebrae, like your discs, okay, you got like you got your vertebrae and then you got a disc. And then you got a vertebrae and disc, vertebrae, disc, all the way up, right? If I were to measure how tall you are, and then I were to go in between each of those, I don't care. The littlest that you would be a 1/2 inch taller to 1.5 inches taller. How is that? Well, because guess what? We don't shrink. The discs become more beef jerky. Did you ever eat beef jerky? Well, that's what you're becoming. No matter if you're talking about an organ disease, a tendon disease, a muscle disease, a disc disease, I don't care what you're talking about. Okay, it becomes beef jerky. And if it doesn't become beef jerky, it continually stays inflamed until what? Until you have tissue disintegration, which means the tissue is actually rotting inside of you. Okay? And that's what happens to most people. So all of this can be reversed. But if you go to a surgeon, he's going to not tell you to come to me. A surgeon's going to say, well, you don't need surgery right now. We'll keep an eye on it. I'm not sure he's going to keep an eye on it because he's really not. And then when you get bad enough, then you'll do surgery. Do you get this? Guys, it's a broken system. Or if you go to a doctor, he says, well, take this and that painkiller doesn't work. Take this painkiller. So they're just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger until you're like a walking zombie. And you know what? It's really not a great relationship when you tell yourself to shut up all the time. When pain is your God-given GPS to tell you that you're off track. You know what? If I didn't feel pain, I'd be dead already. Oh, wait a minute. There you go. That's what's happening to people right now. They're the walking dead because they're numbing themselves out and telling their God-given GPS to shut the hell up. So I'm not telling you not to take a pill because you're in terrible pain, but just understand something. You're not in terrible pain because you didn't take the pill. You're in terrible pain because you're off track, because you are not, okay, following universal law. You're not following nature's law, so you're getting slammed. Okay. Brain injury, pineal. Check out our pineal for brain injury, okay? And check out, oh my gosh, check out Alzagen, but I would prefer that you went for the strongest one, which is called Merigen, okay? And you'll see these if you you have to go into our library, okay? And then you'll see where it says SAC calcium, and you can see the videos and all the documentation on this. And then to order, you actually have to call in, because I don't want to get into that. Let's just put it this way. This product is totally non-toxic, but we're not allowed to advertise it out front. I'm going to let you just use your imagination right now. Okay, this is the only product like it in the world where it's actually a calcium ion. All other calcium products do not work properly, and that's the God's truth. This here does over 100,000 processes, and it's the only product in the world that actually is calcium ions. And if you knew about calcium ions, you'd know that they can totally reverse osteoporosis. You'd know that they work on almost every cancer in the human body. So they work on every inflammatory problem, and they actually will go in and help to heal the brain. So I'd look at pineal, I'd look at the Merigen, and what did I say too? Anyways, that's where I'd start. But the reality is, even with somebody with a brain injury, I guarantee you that a brain injury, you got to take a look at the gut, because it's called gut-brain connection. And I'd also be on tummy love, and I'd also make sure my bowels were moving, because everybody that has a brain injury is constipated, or they have diarrhea because they're so constipated. How's that? And then wouldn't it be amazing if you were actually to do the ultimate coffee enema? Because then what's happening is you're purifying your liver, which purifies your blood. That might have something to do with the brain. Okay, and then guess what? I know you don't believe this, but if it was my brain, I would be doing clapping on the occiput and the neck region and on my spine, and then eventually working into my head and doing that. And I will be talking about it. And if you think you're going to damage your brain with this, you're crazy. You're not. If you think you're going to stimulate your brain for healing, you will. Okay? All right. Okay, so I know that I sound crazy, but guess what? That's what it is, okay? You know, it's the craziest thing that 95% of the population right now in most states and provinces has an autoimmune disease, and the minimum is 92%. Go figure. So I'm supposed to follow and believe that 92% of the population that can't look after themselves. So then when I say something that will empower you, I'm the nut one? Okay. Well, seems like we're on course on that one. Let me see here. Ben from Facebook. What is the best way to get rid of acne? Well, Ben, I'll tell you something. Acne is pus, isn't it? And it's also hormonal imbalance. But understand something. Hormonal imbalance is not because your hormones are the problem. It's because you have too much inflammation. And you're probably knocking the living crap out of your adrenals and your thyroid, because you're terrorizing yourself with perceived stress and the end of the world stuff, or your diet's off, or you're not drinking enough water, structured water. You know what? And there's other things that you could do for your face as well. Like you could do light skin brushing. You could do salt glow, not a cocoa salt glow, but a salt glow using Epsom salts to do like a bit of a scrub. So there's other things you can do as well, like here, hold on. Use Beyond Beauty spray, okay? And then use Beyond Beauty moisturizer. Use these two things and it will really help. And when you use the Beyond Beauty moisturizer, if you find you've got a really bad acne problem, then I would suggest that you mix tea tree oil in with the moisturizer, and guess what? You're going to knock it out, bud. I'm telling you, you're going to knock it out. And if you don't, and it doesn't work, then you're going to call me, and we're going to talk about it, because you know what? Everything is reversible. Janice from Facebook. Yes, you can give your dog tummy love, so go by the weight. So if I was going to give myself, like I will drink about 3 teaspoons, okay, which is a tablespoon of tummy love a day. So, you know, if your dog was 50 pounds, give him a teaspoon in his drinking water. They'll drink it. They'll love it. I promise. I would also maybe put a little bit of silver bullet in there for the dog. And then in the dog's food, I would put some diatomaceous earth and a little bit of black gold for parasites and for digestive cleansing. Robin from Facebook. Hi, Dr. Wolfe. I'm from Australia. Where can I get Humic? You have to order it from us, okay? And it's not expensive to send it there, but I know the duties kind of ram you a little bit, okay? Yeah. I'm 66, have Epstein-Barr virus. Okay. Every virus in the body will leave if the vibration comes up, if the tissue integrity comes back. That's all I'm going to say. Now I'm going to say, where do you have the virus? Is it in the thyroid? Where do you think it is? Okay? And where's the main point of it? All right? And just so you know, the whole population has Epstein virus. I'm pretty sure they do. The reality is that when your vibration goes low, the virus gets turned on. I guarantee you that I have every virus that's ever been on this planet probably in this body. But it is not allowed to turn on because guess what? I turn myself on, keep myself high, and I also honor in what I eat, okay? So today I had a blender drink. I had a quart of carrot juice. I drank a quart of lemon, honey, and cayenne, and I'm drinking Fulvic water right here. And then because this show is, I've done 2 shows already today. This will finish around 5 o'clock. I'm going to go to Cactus Club, and I'm going to have what's called a rainbow salad. And because, yeah, okay. And I'm going to take my structured water and spray the rainbow salad. So some of it's organic, maybe some of it isn't. But if you spray structured water on the salad, it'll help to protect yourself. What do you do to suggest for SIBO? Well, first of all, small intestine bacterial overgrowth. Well, first thing, monitor what's going in your mouth. Okay, that's the first thing. Next thing is make sure your bowels are running really good, because most of SIBO is a backup in your large intestine. At the ileocecal valve, the waste gets in, and even the parasites can crawl back as well. Okay, the other thing is take a look and do belly button therapy. Believe it or not, really, do belly button therapy to stimulate that intestinal tract and also to really work the vagus nerve to get back into a parasympathetic state. Also, take Tummy Love and Black Gold and daily cleansing tea, and I promise you that SIBO's gone. Did you hear what I just said? It will leave. As long as you're not Miss Dairy Queen, as long as you're not a sugar queen. Let me see, what else? So those are the main things, and also, a lot of processed grains, all right? Dana from Facebook. When using Bright Eyes, is it okay if the application dropper touches the eye? Absolutely. Will it contaminate the whole bottle, or is it self-sanitizing? It's not going to contaminate the whole bottle. And I'm not sure, just put it in the corner of your eyes, okay? All right? And if you don't like doing it that way, put the Bright Eyes in a little spray bottle like the Silver Bullet is, okay? All right? And, yeah, but I wouldn't worry about it. No. We get so paranoid. You know what? There's always been viruses. There's always been bacteria. There's always been organisms. If you knew all the bacteria that are naturally occurring and crawling all over your body and in your body, you know what? Your 50 trillion cells, your 500 trillion good bacteria. Hopefully they're good. They could be bad. Well, the reality is that, that 92% of the population with an autoimmune disease, well, guess what? You ready for this? You're supposed to have 85% good bacteria, 15% bad bacteria, but guess what? It's ass backwards. Excuse the pun, but that's where it is. Okay? So it is. It's backwards. And why do you think you're upside down and backwards? Why do you think you can't get your health together? Why do you think you're lacking energy? Why do you think you're moody? It's really all about that. Yeah. Okay, so when your bacteria go bad, you get bad moods. That's it. Pat from YouTube, what should you eat or not eat to prevent kidney stones? Well, kidney stones, come on, kidney stones are calcium. There you go. Kidney stones are calcium. Why don't they call them kidney calcium stones? Because you're not supposed to know. Why don't they call gallstones calcium gallstones? Because that's what they are. The same calcium deposit that's in a woman's breast that's showing that she's on the last stage just before she's going to get breast cancer, okay, is the same stone that's in the gallbladder or the kidney, because you are precancerous. When you're pulling that much calcium from your bones, it's because there's a fire, girl. There's a fire. You're on fire. So, animal products, sugar. Oh, and what's one of the best ones? Not feeling safe. Feeling fearful. Taking positive action. No, you don't do that. You react. So you're a reactor. Okay? And the other thing with kidney stones is you don't drink enough water. And you definitely don't drink structured water. Okay? So those are the main ones. Okay? Those are the main ones to look for. And if I had kidney stones, I would be doing SAC calcium to pull all the calcium back into the bones. Whether you want to believe this or not, this product will actually take the calcium that's been pulled from your bones, because where do you think it is? It's lodging itself in your body. And just like these walls are made out of cement, you are creating physical blocks throughout your body that are cutting off circulation that cause mutation. Because as soon as you're cut down by 35% oxygen to a cell, it has to mutate and live off something else, which are sugars, because it doesn't want to die. So I would be on SAC calcium, and I would definitely be cutting out the things that are making me acidic, okay? So this first 4 inches of consciousness, be that conscious, because most people will opt for 4 inches of pleasure and 30 feet of hell. And guess what? It's not your fault. But the reality is that's how much you're worth. And guess what? You don't do anything unless you do it because of joy. But when you see everybody else poisoning themselves, what else are you going to do but poison yourself? You know, that's the reality. I mean, if you want to change your life, you got to change your friends, got to change your family. Wait a minute. Got to change your family. Well, let me tell you something. There are some people in my family I wish not to hang around. There's people in my family that believe I'm the terrorist because of my beliefs. Okay? And the big belief that I have is that in my house, I am going to have love. Okay, I'm going to bring love home. I'm going to bring health home. And what do you do with someone who disrespects himself? They're going to disrespect you. And you can't change anyone. My God. Let me see if you can change yourself. And you'll know if you can change yourself because you're going to love yourself. And you're going to know that it's not a selfish act to totally love yourself and to know when to say no. You know, the people that live the longest and the people that live the happiest are the people that know when to say no. I can say no. Easy, easy, easy. And I can say yes to myself. Easy, easy, easy. And you know what? Just because I love myself totally, do you think I'm punishing anyone? I don't punish my staff. Oh my God, he's so selfish that he's like that. You know, hopefully it'll rub off on them, because people that do not love themselves disrespect the other people around them. So kidney stones, there you go. Bring the fire down. Really learn to love yourself. Start doing the Braveheart work. You know, I got this. 3, 2, 1. I'm not going to eat this. That's the old me. I got this. I love myself. Do mirror work. Don't go to the bathroom unless you say, I'm going to love, protect, and respect myself every moment of the day. And if you do that enough, you're going to start doing it. So then you can tell me that that's really stupid, and I'll tell you what's really stupid is not to do it. Oh, wait a minute. That would be why pharmaceutical companies are actually growing by 10% every year, because we're running hate programs. Diane from Facebook. Does the daily cleansing tea cause diarrhea? It will cause diarrhea only, not because it's a laxative, but if you have somebody that's in there and their fecal waste is rotting inside of them, because that's what we do, we rot, okay, until we have tissue rotting. That's what inflammation is. That's what disease is. Disease is rotting tissue. So if you were to have waste inside your large intestine, stay there for so long, it's like, you know what? When you're going to compost things for your garden, there's a certain length of time that you compost, and then it's not a good thing to use the compost. Okay, so now what's happening is that you're putrefying, rotting so much, there's so much bad bacteria in there, that as soon as there's just a little bit of the cleansing tea that's cleansing remember, our tea will actually cause the liver to cleanse, the kidneys to cleanse, the lymph system to cleanse, the blood to cleanse. When you've got all these things, they're all coming down around the large intestine or into the kidneys, right? To detox. So what happens? So you're already ready to blow. So as soon as we do that, we stir up a little bit of the bacteria, and that's enough because they've already been giving off gas. And so give off enough gas and you're going to blow. So then you get diarrhea. And remember what diarrhea is. Diarrhea is chronic constipation. And if you didn't get the diarrhea, you might have had a heart attack. At least you're only having a fart attack right now. And the reality is, if you didn't have diarrhea to break the dam, you're reabsorbing all that waste. You're kicking the crap out of your liver and your kidneys. There you go. So does it cause it? No. But guess what? When you're sick and you have diarrhea, you feel tired after, but at least you feel better, don't you? So if you don't want diarrhea, don't get constipated. If you don't want to get constipated, then know this, that even though I only eat really one meal a day, I'm not going to eat again today, except for that salad. And I guarantee you, I'm going to have 2 to 3 bowel movements tomorrow. Go figure. Because guess why? They're big and they're fluffy. They're not concentrated and all tight like yours. Not yours, but you know, yours, whoever that would be, right? Even though most of the world's constipated, right? Because if you weren't constipated, you couldn't be sick. You couldn't be bloated. You couldn't have excess gas. Okay? You couldn't have low back pain. You couldn't have kidney problems. Okay? You couldn't have liver problems in most cases. All right? How am I doing? Okay? You couldn't have hemorrhoids. Okay? You definitely couldn't have vaginitis. You couldn't have bladder infections because that pelvis is a bowl and all the waste from the large intestine is coming down into the bowl. And I'm telling you, it's called poop soup. All right? Natalie, what do you suggest for varicose veins? Well, I just told you, constipation is why you get them. You don't actually think that you get varicose veins because you're older. Let me tell you something. I have one little vein down here on my ankle, and that is it. Oh, and I have a little teeny one right here, but I clapped it away. Understand something. You get varicose veins because you don't drink enough water, and it's not structured water. And guess what? You haven't cleansed your liver, and the best liver cleanse is called the Ultimate Coffee Enema, and you haven't gone to the washroom properly. That's where varicose veins come from. And you can also use our Vein Away, but get on our daily cleansing tea, do the Ultimate Coffee Enema, and do Tummy Love and Black Gold. And then I want you to use Vein Away on the veins, and I want you to start clapping them. I'll be teaching about that when we do the the clapping padding, but you'll have to opt in to see that. So anyways, that's where veins come from. Okay, hemorrhoids. You know what? What do you think a hemorrhoid is? A hemorrhoid is a popping vein, okay, where the skin thins out because you've been so constipated. And also, come on. Okay, so Natalie, don't tell me that you didn't do this. Come on. I never do that. I can't remember the last time I tried to squeeze a gold nugget out. Okay? And understand something. Drake, you still do it, don't you? You still try to push a little bit, don't you? See, Drake will do it. I mean, Drake works here, and he's one of the nicest people I've ever met, but he could take daily cleansing tea home every month, and he refuses to do it. But he doesn't refuse to do it. His subconscious won't let him do it. Okay? You got to understand something. You're only going to treat yourself for the love you have for yourself. Now, is he a lovely guy? Yes. Okay? Does he need a lot of love from his girlfriend? You're absolutely right. Okay? But guess what? He's still young. When I was his age, okay? All right? I wasn't good enough. I mean, geez, he's doing a lot better. When I was his age, I was ready to blow my head off. You think I'm kidding? Wow. No, I'm not. Someday I'm going to tell my life story, and then you guys are going to have a hoot. Okay? You don't get like this by just having a walk in a park. Yeah, Drake, you have it easy. Okay. Okay, Emerson, where do we get structured water? Well, from a structured water unit. This is structured water unit. Never wears out, never breaks down. You can put it in your will. Okay? And you don't want to just do that. You want to run all your liquids through it. And then you don't just use it for that. Oh, my gosh. If you go to our structured water page, there's like about 20 different things you can do with structured water. It's amazing. And some of them you're not going to believe, but just go do them and then tell me I'm wrong. And there's a shower head, and you could buy a whole house unit, or you could buy one for your trailer. They're all up on our website, okay? All right? Okay. Shauna, is it normal for the detox tea to cause stomach cramps? Well, Shauna, yes, it is normal to do that when you're not drinking enough water, when you're eating too much dairy, too many cadavers, otherwise animal products. When you don't, okay, let me tell you this much. So if I was a lumberjack and I cut down a bunch of trees and I put them into the river to send them down to the mill, oh my God, there's no water in the river. So now you got a log jam, girl. So you know what you got to do is you got to drink more water, okay? And you got to try to go on a more whole plant-based diet. So take a look at the Perfect Day diet, okay? Now, maybe you were constipated already. Well, that would be a fact. Okay, so what I would say is this. You know, we always say start off with 8 ounces, like do a 2-bag tea, make a gallon. It's all the instructions are there. I'm going to be actually doing a video on it again. But you make that tea, but maybe what you need to do is try to do this for me. Add another quart of water throughout the day. Okay, let's eat some more fruit or do a blender drink twice a day of berries with some almond milk or something like that. And let's add more water, and then let's see after 4 days. And if you're still cramping, I would suggest that you add another 4-ounce glass in the afternoon, or even go to a 3-bag tea when you make the gallon because you're that jammed up. Understand something. You need to get this. Okay, so 49% of the women leak urine. Well, Do you actually think they leak urine because God's a faulty designer? No. You leak urine because women are more constipated than men. Okay? All right. So anyways, when you get constipated, that waste, okay, first of all, here's your large intestine. Your large intestine comes down, around, okay, and then there's the rectum. Here's the sigmoid colon. Oh my gosh, what do you think? What do you think is sitting just in front of the last 4 inches? Your bladder. So now, if I've got waste sitting just on the end, remember me? Oh, gotta go. Okay, can't get it out. Okay, so that is going to absorb that waste, and there's the bladder. It's going to get it. But all the waste that's absorbed is going to go to the liver or the kidneys. Now, when you've got poo-poo waste going through the bladder, that's not a really cool thing because the waste will sit in the bottom of the bladder, constricting it and inflaming it. Okay, and that's why you get bladder infections all the time. And then you get a weakened bladder. And then guess what? Then you can't hold urine. It's like, you gotta go to the bathroom like 13 times a day because as soon as a little bit of urine comes in to stretch the bladder out, it's already inflamed. It goes, no, don't do that. So then just a little bit comes out. So until you get rid of the inflammation. So to take your bladder to the gym, you're gonna have to learn to drink water. I don't want to drink water. Then I'm gonna have to go to the washroom all the time. Okay, fine. If you don't want to do that for 6 weeks to 3 months, then guess what? Get a fibroid. Get cysts on your ovaries. Okay? Get a myomectomy. Get a hysterectomy. Okay? Have lovemaking be so painful. Have your vagina smell like fish. What is it that you don't think it's worth doing to go to the washroom more often for 6 weeks to 3 months to get rid of this problem? Or would you like to go under the knife? Or would you like to go and have drugs? Do you know what it's like to be in pain all the time? You're not yourself. You're someone else. And also, you're not fun to be with. I mean, can you believe that people actually get divorced over bladder problems? I do. Think about it. Are you fun to be with? Are you fun to be with? Do you enjoy being with yourself? And how much do you enjoy being with yourself? The more that you get rid of infection, the more you get rid of inflammation. The more you get rid of inflammation, the more you get rid of scar tissue formation, calcification, and mutation. All right. Chris, what do you suggest for Lyme disease? Already did. Is there any way I can stop myself from being totally washed out? Yeah, I'd say there's an emotional problem here, Paul. Take a look at your life. Take a look at the way you treat yourself. If you're washed out, man, it's because you're not nice to yourself. And you know what? Guess what? When Paul was a little boy, sorry, Paul, not sorry, but you know what? I mean this in the best way, so just understand that. But when Paul was a little boy, okay, Paul was taught that he wasn't good enough, okay? Paul took it to heart and went to bed one night and he kept thinking about it. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Right? We get washed out because our mind is terrorizing us and we can't do enough because we just aren't enough. I just want to sleep and have no motivation. I have been diagnosed with PTSD and depression. Well, guess what, my friend? When you were a kid, you were terrorized, okay? There was a war zone going on. Like I said, it is the fatigue that bothers me. Thanks. Let me tell you something, Paul. You deserve to totally love yourself, and I think you're amazing. And you know what? I would tell you to go watch my Braveheart 12 Loving Steps in the library. And then if you want, just go to quick start at docofdetox.com. And there's a keyword in there, and you can have my Braveheart for free. But Paul, if you're not going to take massive action at loving you, there's not going to be anything left of you. And understand, if you want someone to fall in love with you, to really respect you and honor you, then you've got to do that for yourself first. Don't ask why your relationship sucks with yourself and everyone else until, Paul, you love this guy. You got it. You know? I'm going to tell you something. Nobody gets punished because I totally love and honor myself. Trust me on that one. You're so sucker punched. We're all so sucker punched. You know, there'll be like a group of people say, oh, we want him to come and lecture. And then a few people will say, no, he's not who he really says he is. Because you know why? Because anything that's foreign, anything that sounds different, right? Okay? There's got to be something wrong with it. Well, I don't blame people for not liking my beliefs because it doesn't match their beliefs. But how would you like it to? I mean, what's the worst thing that I said today? That you should love yourself. Wow, I should go to jail. There you go. Okay. Anyways, you're going to have to work on this, my friend. So just make healthier choices. Robin, I had a bleeding nose today. It just randomly started, and I was having a hard time getting it to stop. Why is that? Well, because I think I answered this already, guys, but I'll say it really quickly. I had a bleeding nose about 4 weeks ago. Man, I had so much stress going on. It was coming from all over. I haven't had a bleeding nose for years, and when I got the bleeding nose, it just went whoosh, right in the car, and it just was like a tap. And I knew exactly why. I didn't need to freak out. I just need to grab enough Kleenex and then just sop it up and go, wow, Darrell, chill the heck out. Slow down right now. Because the end of the world is not happening. So you got to understand, it's like the kettle. You put the kettle on the burner and you turn it up high. Don't ask yourself why it's boiling, okay? And that's the God's truth. You know, Chinese medicine, when somebody has high blood pressure, I used to do it when I was doing acupuncture all the time, and somebody had high blood pressure. The only thing I needed to do was I would poke their finger and just have one drop come out, check their blood pressure, and guess what? It was normal. Go figure. Isn't that the craziest thing? Life is crazy, isn't it? Dr. Wolfe, will the phone protectors work on a phone that lives inside a water? Yes, it will. A water case. Yeah, you're going to put it right on it, though. And you can also put this on a baby monitor. You can put it on a computer. You can put it on a dishwasher. You can put it on anything that has Wi-Fi attached to it or any type of signaling. Laura, what are the protectors for phones you sell and how much do they cost? I think they're $39, and it's called a Smart Guard, and it's on my website, and that's it right there. It says Doc of Detox right there. Okay? $39. All right? And they don't wear out. So just know that. They don't wear out. Do you have to boil water for the lemon cayenne? Yeah, you do, because when you boil the water for the lemon, cayenne, and honey, it releases the essence of everything, especially from the cayenne and the honey. Okay? And I do mine with room temperature water. No, boil the water, put it in, let it steep, keep the lid off, bring it down to room temperature if you want. Then it's really good, okay? But boil it. Roseanne, what are your thoughts on the coronavirus? I already talked about that. It doesn't scare me. You know what? Between what I do every day, there's been tons of viruses around already. When's the next virus? You know, when's the next one? There's going to be more after this one, okay? This isn't it, okay? Every 2 years, there's something that's going to take us down, all right? Okay, here's the deal. When you create the perfect day, there's nothing that's going to get in your way. When you know that you're not looking after yourself, honoring and respecting yourself, you're going to crap your pants. That's it. Mary, what is power water? Okay. All right, so power water is where I take Fulvic, okay, and I take Tummy Love, and then I take Super Cinnamon, okay? That's it. And I put my Super Cinnamon essential oil in there. I always put something in, Lemon Lift, Super Cinnamon, Orange Burst, and I just put a couple drops, one drop in a glass, one drop, and because guess what? We already know that essential oils will knock out any virus, okay? And they will. I can't say any because I don't know them all. But I do know, as much as I've ever seen any viruses, that essential oils will do that. And all our essential oils are in Egyptian glass. And I will tell you that our oils will come up against any oils, Young Living, any of them, because of my Alchemist. I've had the same one for 30 years. And try it out. And if I'm wrong, just let me know and we'll refund you. Okay? What are the benefits of cayenne? Cayenne, wow. Cayenne is the king of all herbs. That's why I put cayenne in. One second. I put cayenne. I put 8% of African cayenne in my curcumin, and it actually triggers the curcumin. But cayenne is the best infection fighter. It will balance your blood pressure. It will help clean up your digestive tract. It will help your brain. It'll help your heart. It'll help your eyes. Take a look at the work of Dr. Christopher, because he was the cayenne man. Just look that up, and it'll blow your mind. Okay, so cayenne's amazing. And when you take cayenne, curcumin cayenne, the curcumin cayenne mixture is the most powerful healing mixture, I believe, in the world, and the least expensive. All right? I would tell everyone to make sure you're taking lots of this. I don't really believe that the coronavirus can outdo this, but I've been wrong before. So, can I heal from asthma? Absolutely. So, when people have problem breathing, so what are you terrified from? What are you scared of? Because think about it. Shallow breathers would be somebody hiding in the bush because the tiger's going to eat them, or who's sitting on your chest. Who in your relationship is your mother, your father, your girlfriend, your wife? Who's sitting on your boss? Who's sitting on your chest? What's not allowing you to breathe? And the other thing is this. Asthma will come and asthma will go. And the more that you're in a fight-flight state, the more that you're running HAC, histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol into your body. And what that does is hack. Doesn't that spell hack? So you're always trying to hack something up, aren't you? So you got all this inflammation and mucus, and it's drying up. And there's rules. You know what? Follow the basic rules of nature and get your bowels moving. Okay, I haven't seen anybody with asthma that had good bowels. So, and what about the water you're drinking? And then, are you doing any inflammatory diet? Because if you have an inflammatory diet, then of course you're going to have trouble. But remember, you got to have trouble in your bowels before you have it in your lungs. Look at your liver, look at your bowels, and I'll tell you right there, you'll untie it. Okay, Tracy, and the other thing is patting and clapping. I'll be talking about that when I go to do the course. And also, you want to rub on here immunity, essential oil on your throat and on your chest. Okay, but I would do some patting and clapping on here. Do about 30 minutes, and you'll start hacking stuff up. And you know, if you start coughing because you've been patting and clapping, then just take a break, but don't stop. You know what it is about people? Everybody's so fearful that when they do something and they choke a little bit or something happens, I'm never doing that again. You know what? People do not know how to look after themselves, and they're so paranoid, schizophrenic. And you know what? Pharmaceuticals can be blamed for this. Okay? All right? But meanwhile, you're so paranoid to do things that are natural and nice for yourself. But you know what? You won't even think after they take 10 minutes to give you all the side effects of that drug, and you'll go down to the doctor and get it. I mean, anyways. Okay, let's move on. Tracy, I'm worried about our drinking water. I live in a farming community. I believe our water is bad. What do you drink? Well, I drink structured water. The reality is get yourself a good filter and then structure your water. You never have to worry. I know you don't want to believe this, but when you structure water, viruses, bacteria, and chemicals, they may still be in the water, but they can't touch you. And you're going, oh, that's such a crock. Well, I'm telling you it's not. It's called fourth phase water. And if you watch the lecture that's in the Structure Water Guide in my library with Dr. Pollock, he proves it. Okay? He proves it. Okay? So understand something. The frequency is more important than the solid. Did you get that? All right. I know this is for some people it's new. So if you're going BS, Darrell, dysfunctional belief, I get it. Okay? I get it. Pamela, what if you are sensitive to caffeine? It won't give you that coffee high. Well, no, it won't give you the coffee high. And if you're sensitive, why don't you just do 1 teaspoon of coffee for your first coffee enema? Why don't you do 1 teaspoon? Just back off. Even do a half a teaspoon. You know what? People go, well, I can't do that. I'm so sensitive. Well, guess what? So I will tell you that if you start off with a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon, then gradually work your way up. Like somebody says to me, you know how many people call me every week and they go, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I go, okay, all right. So anyways, you're supposed to do a tablespoon a day less of this thing. And I'll go, okay, so guess what I want you to do? 1 drop. Well, what's 1 drop going to do for me? Well, you have to understand something. Before it was a physical problem, it was a psychological one. So I need you to do 1 drop and then just do 1 drop for the first week. And then we'll go to 5 drops or maybe just 3 drops. And then what we'll do is we'll go higher and higher. And then soon as we convince your subconscious that it's going to be okay, all right? Because a lot of people are actually allergic to life, okay? I mean, you know, I'm scared to live. I'm scared to die. So what would be the daily protocol if you had Hashimoto's disease, an autoimmune disease that damages the thyroid gland, and very low energy every day? Also feeling well most days and seem to get viral infections a lot. Well, for one thing, I guarantee you, I have met so many people with thyroid problems, and most people, please, no offense here, okay, Dot, I mean this in the nicest way, but you know what? You're unconsciously terrorizing yourself. How's that? Okay, I guarantee you your adrenals are beat up and your thyroid. And another thing is, if you go for mammograms, they're right here, you x-ray them and you do a mammogram, you blow your thyroid out. Did you know when you get an x-ray for your dental, you blow your thyroid out? Do you want to know something? No dentist in my town, even biological ones, would not touch me unless they could do an x-ray. So I went down to Mexico and paid $700 for $4,000 work I would have got here. And I said, no x-ray. She goes, I don't do x-rays. And I went to a biological dentist, okay, just outside of Ixtapa, Mexico. And that's the truth. So understand that more x-rays you get, the more you damage your thyroid. If you're getting x-rays in the dental x-rays or mammograms, you're blowing your thyroid out. Other thing, if you work on a computer and you don't wear a scarf around your neck, okay, that's why usually I want to get this chain shortened, that it's right here, okay? And because I want it closer to my thyroid and right to my throat and parathyroid glands, okay? And but if you don't wear a scarf when you're on a computer, if you're on a computer a lot, you've blown your thyroid already. The blue light just destroyed it because your thyroid is only 3 centimeters below your skin. Did you hear what I just said? 3 centimeters. So you're blowing it out. So whether you're on a computer, what about if I had a phone right here all the time and I was on my phone all the time? I'm blowing my thyroid out. Okay, understand something. You know what? Don't you dare tell me that the people that run all the corporations, the main corporations, are nice. They're bloody well evil. Okay, it didn't have to be blue light coming off our phones and computers and all these lights. It didn't have to be 5G. And guess what? The only difference with 5G is you're going to get a faster download by 20, 30 seconds, and you're not going to be able to breathe. Think about that. And you know what? You're allowing it. Everybody out there, you're allowing it. Everybody's scared to speak up. And meanwhile, we already know it's a weapon of war. It'll kill trees. It's killing the bees. It's killing birds wherever there was 5G. It's starting fires. I mean, I could keep going and going and going. This, you know what? This is why sometimes, you know, I just got to go, okay, calm down, Darrell. Calm down. Calm down. It's going to be fine. And it is. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine for me. But you know what? I don't know if you noticed, but I really care about you. And I really do. Why do you think I try to get this information out? Why do I try to make everything as free as possible, get the best products, the lowest price possible to do what I can? Okay? Just know this. We're going to be running our Immunity Essential Oil, which I think is the most powerful oil against infections and other things like that. I don't want to get into it too much and make it like some big thing, but we're going to be running a really good sale so that everybody can stock up. Okay? We're just in the process right now. It might take us about 2 or 3 weeks, but we just made about 5 gallons or 10 gallons, I can't remember. So we want everybody to at least have it. You have to understand something, everyone. I'm not scared. I am not scared. But you know what? If I was in the middle of the ocean, I'm still going to wear a life jacket, aren't I? I'm still going to protect myself, aren't I? You know, when I go and take this flight, I'm going to be in a flight, and I know that 92 to 95% of the population in the flight's sick already. They all have autoimmune diseases, which means if you have an autoimmune disease, which means that you are a sponge for you're growing negative bacteria and viruses. That's just known. I mean, that's just obvious. So all the coughing and hacking, the poor circulation in the plane. So I'll be wearing my mask. You'll see it on Facebook. I'll show you. And I'll be doing the spray in my eyes like I usually do, like my eyes right now. I should spray them because of the blue light, right? And you got to understand, I used to wear glasses when I was 25. And today I have really great eyesight. So how's that? I thought it's supposed to get worse, right? Okay. Hashimoto's. Okay. anyways, you know what? When it really comes to Hashimoto's disease, emotional first, and then let's take a look at creating the perfect day in an emotional, physical way. Take a look at your relationships. That's a really good thing to do. Okay, take a look what you're hating in your life. Okay, take a look what you're scared about. Okay, and of course there's nutritional things, and definitely I'd be doing iodine every day. I do what's called Idarol, and I don't have it here right now, but it's called Idarol, and it's a time release, and you can see it on my website. Joanne, how do we stop 5G? We talk about it. We share videos. We share intelligent information. Look at, I'm going to be bringing some experts on about 5G, okay? And take a look at the video that I did. It was called 5G Coronavirus Axis of Evil. Don't you just love that? What a drama queen, eh? So anyways, share that and share that, okay? And her name is Dana Ashley. So if you take a look at that on my Facebook, there's a link right at the top. Share that and see what happens. We had our Carolyn, we had our first death overnight. We had our first death overnight. Mind you, my mother has lung issues due to smoke inhalation from the bushfires. The medication has a high risk of sudden death for 1% of patients that take it, which is the same motility rate for the coronavirus. So what exactly are they giving them? I don't know. You know what? I'm not a specialist at that. I just know that inner terrain is everything, tissue integrity is everything, and your immune system being in check, which is all your detox organs. That's all I know. Craig, once you open the colloidal silver, how long is it good for? It doesn't go bad. It does not go bad. Just don't put it on a cement floor, okay? And keep it in a cool place. I would do that too. Berna, what can I do if I already have mesh in my abdomen for a hernia? Well, you got to bring your game up, girl. You got to bring your game up. First of all, let's get rid of all the adhesions and scar tissue in the abdomen region, because guess what? Scar tissue from surgery is the worst scar tissue. It can grow roots on it 2 to 3 inches, wrap itself around your intestines, choke off your pooping, your digestion, wrap itself around your ovaries, around your pubic bone, around your bladder. It can choke off your fallopian tubes, okay? Believe it or not, I had a lady and she got mesh put in, and then she became infertile. And I told her that if she went on the perfect day, did the colon cleansing, liver cleansing, and we got in there and we pulled apart with Wolfe non-surgical the scar tissue, then we could increase the circulation. And guess what? She got pregnant about 6 weeks later. Okay, but the reality is that mesh is a foreign object. It's always going to be, and when you get mesh put in, it inflames the whole area. So then it's just like rebar and cement. So the scar tissue is all wrapped around it. So it's in there. The reality is, you know what? Get rid of your bad habits. Get rid of your bad habits. Make sure you keep your bowels moving and get on a whole plant-based diet and do tons of curcumin cayenne 5000. And I mean lots of it, not tons. And make sure you're taking essential fatty acids, and take the daily cleansing tea, and also make sure that you're putting Fulvic in your drinking water, tummy love, and maybe even black gold. That's what I would be doing. But you'll be fine as long as you're loving yourself well, okay? Mia, what kind of light bulbs should I get? It seemed, no, I already said that. Look at Pure Light, okay? It's on, look up Pure Light. Sarah, what is the best way we can, that's already answered that. Samantha, my parents are 70 and 76, very healthy and really look after themselves. Should they wear a mask to fly? Are you kidding me? Of course they should wear a mask. You know, like I said to you, I'm not worried. I'm not fearful. But the reality is, even if I catch a bug, do I need to feel tired and sluggish when I get to Orlando and I've got to go and go to a few clinics and do some trainings and then go and give an all-day lecture in Melbourne? No, I'm not going to. Why am I going to risk that? I don't want to feel tired. And if I got a bug I got to fight, I'm tired. Why am I going to look after myself? In the middle of the ocean, put a life jacket on. Yvette, Would tummy love be recommended? Oh, yeah. And if you watch, I did a video the other day, and I did another one called How to Fly Healthy. It's on YouTube. Check that out. That's the way I'll be doing it. Would tummy love be recommended for infants or toddlers with colic? Yeah, absolutely. And we'll just start with drops. And if you want, give me a call. My extension is 5. David, what are your thoughts on the supplement monolaurin, okay, a chemical made from lauric acid, which is found in coconut milk and breast milk? I don't know. I haven't worked with it enough, my friend. So maybe you can tell me. Colette, is your immunity essential oil similar to Thieves essential oil? Yeah, but I think it's better, and I think it smells better too, and I think it's a lot stronger than Thieves, to be honest with you. I remember something. Thieves is the multi-level. I directly buy in bulk from my alchemist, and we pass on all the savings. So, yes. Belinda, hello, Dr. Wolfe. Which of your products are most effective in removing biofilms in the body? Well, you know what? I would tell you that I'd be looking at the Fulvic. I would also look at ATP because it increases your mitochondria because you need that extra energy, and also FiberClear. Take lots of FiberClear, which is a systemic enzyme. Adriana, my daughter was diagnosed with dyslexia, a learning disorder that involves difficulty reading due to problems identifying speech sounds. I am currently giving her 2 ounces of daily cleansing tea every night. What else can I do to help her? If you take a look on my website, there's a program for dyslexia that will turn it around. And let me see, how can I do this? Okay. Drake, can you make sure that tomorrow we will put on Facebook about the program? So it'll be on Facebook about the program. Go take a look at that. Amazing program. Okay. Can you just repost the ad that was on 2 weeks ago that we did? Okay. Judy, how do I treat a singer who has a polyp on his vocal cord? Okay. First of all, I would be doing silver spray and spraying. If it was my vocal cord, I would also be doing our immunity oil, and then I would do a 1 or 2 drops and swallow, because the infection fighting, like a polyp's like a wart, and he's got it on his throat. Not a good diet, this guy. Okay, he did something that was not good. Usually you'll get polyps like in the large intestine, where there's a lot of inflammation, infection. Okay, and what else would I do? I would put immunity on my throat. I would also, what else could I do? Gargling is really good. And you could even just gargle with salt water. Do it as much as possible. And I would use a good salt, like Himalayan salt, and really gargle with that. But Judy, why don't you give me a call and I'll go into it more because I'm running over. The other thing is, definitely with the polyp, okay, I would be using the Sentient Element or the Bioptron Light. And remember something, if it's in the throat, check his bowels out, okay, because it usually gets its foothold from there. Veronica, is there any product I can put in the nebulizer other than the silver and the Fulvic to reduce inflammation from a sinus infection? No, those are the ones that we mainly use. I don't know about any other ones. You know, you can do a saltwater flush too. Take a look at that up on the website. Dawn, my granddaughter is unvaccinated. She's 9 months old. She has contracted measles from a vaccinated child. Would she be immune for life? I don't know. I can't answer it. You know what? If I don't know, then I just can't say. Next time I have Dr. Andrew Wakefield or Del Bigtree on. Oh, you know who I'm having? Polly, who was the producer of Vaxxed 1 and 2. She's coming on the show in a few weeks. She'll know the answer. Got it. Okay, 42. Donna, my fruits and vegetables, my inflammatory test came back, for example, orange, carrots, alfalfa, garlic, etc. Test doesn't make sense. Please help. I have cancer, so what do I think of this? Okay, first of all, it's not written well, but I will tell you that I don't believe a lot of tests. Okay? A lot of tests I don't believe. I would rather do kinesiology testing before a lot of these other tests that I'm doing. And you know what? People will tell me that they're allergic to certain things, and I'll say it's not an allergy. It's the vibration is too high in the product or in the food, and it just doesn't meet. You've got to detoxify. All right? And I don't know. You know, carrots, alfalfa, garlic. The garlic might be too high of a vibration in it. Orange, I don't know. I'd have to really do a consultation on this person and then work with them. You know what? It's being a really good practitioner detective. Veronica, is there any way to prevent bladder infections? We talked about that. If you go back, I talked about it. It's your bowel. It's your bowel, and I can prove that. And also, if you got recurring bladder infections, you've got tons of scar tissue around your pubic bone, and it's wrapping around the bladder, okay? So there's another problem that you've got to get somebody with Wolfe non-surgical to go in and loosen that up, and you really do. Mary, what is the best kind of enema for adults? A coffee enema. That's the one. The ultimate coffee enema can be seen in my Perfect Day Guide. And if you go and you put in quick start at docofdetox.com, I'll send you a robotic email, and it'll give you a 6-step process on videos to watch and things to do to bring this all together, because you deserve it. John, how does curcumin cayenne protect from... Okay, because it creates an environment that the coronavirus can't live in. Curcumin cayenne 5000 creates an environment that the coronavirus can't live in. It doesn't kill the coronavirus. It creates an environment, a frequency, a vibration in the tissue that it can't live in. Final question. Surely we are not allowed to fly with glass containers for Fulvic. Yes, we are. Tummy nano eye drops. Yes, we are. I have glass all the time. In check-in baggage. Yes, we are, love. You can fly with the small ones. Like, I'll have all of these small ones like this. These are all legal sizes. You know, the spray, and I'll have them all. Okay. Anyways, any questions that came in, okay, I hope there's not a lot. I'll have to do later, because I made a deal with all my staff that I would always stop at 4:30. Did I stop at 4:30? 4:50. Okay, all right. Do I hear 4:55? No, okay. All right. So anyways, I just want to thank everybody for joining. And you know what? I really, truly do hope I'm helping. And I really got to tell you something. Vitamin L is the answer, but it's self-medicated. You got to self-medicate all day long. And you know what? I know that you were brought up to believe that if you love yourself too much, you're going to destroy the world. That is the biggest BS, dysfunctional belief system I've ever heard in my life. You know, people that hate themselves hate everyone else. People that don't like themselves don't like things. Do you understand? People that totally love themselves will actually love the people that are out there that are orchestrating this downfall of humankind. Because understand something. When's the last time that you hated yourself or someone else, or didn't like yourself or someone else, and it worked out well? Okay? It's called hell. And that is where hell is. It's in the mind. Don't make a landmine. Okay? Create the most beautiful life ever, and understand something. Let yourself off the hook for everything. Well, no, that's not what I was taught. I was taught that if we do this, we suffer for 2 weeks. And if we do this, we suffer for a year. And if we do this, then we just suffer forever, because that's how it goes. Okay? Let's end the suffering. Okay? God bless everyone. Take your power back. And this time, don't give it away. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.